Hello and welcome to a new video, and today another big day for me on my way to a 100 kg bench press. Here you see me now doing my first set of 7 pause reps, 2-second pauses on my chest with 60 kilograms. Here you can see me doing it fairly comfortably, again, no wrist pain. I think my body has fully adapted to the demands that the heavy weight has placed on the wrist. Definitely been able to pause on my chest without feeling any sort of pain, without any sort of discomfort whatsoever. But I think what you can see here towards the end of the set, I do struggle a little bit. Then maybe right around here, you see me, I push up the bar and definitely it gets a little bit slanted because the left side is a lot weaker. I'm not sure how that works, but I probably didn't push up evenly, but that's it. Now here, definitely, this second set definitely again felt pretty good. Again, no pain whatsoever. But I do feel that, I'm starting to hit a point where if I'm not very conscious of my technique, I'll probably have to dial it back a little. This is why I spoke about earlier not adding too much volume, because I thought it might have been too much for me to handle. And definitely you probably might be able to see it towards the end of the set where I probably arch my back a little bit to get the weight up, because I do struggle at the midpoint of that last rep, locking that last rep out. But I think overall, not a bad set, but just see how things go. Definitely, I might not add a set, but I'll probably go a little bit lighter for the next pause bench day. Now for my third set of a bench press, this was more a hypertrophy set where I went a lot lighter, 40 kilograms, and I did a set of, I think it was around 32. I honestly thought that maybe around the 20th rep, you might be able to see it here, that I start to slow down a little bit. Here, I'm actually moving it fairly quickly, which of course, it shouldn't slow down at this point. But as you see, as I progress throughout the set, I definitely slowed down a little bit. Just reminded myself to make sure to keep the weight in control, which I did quite well. Definitely, you can see me struggle a little bit more towards right here, and maybe a few seconds later where I definitely slow it down. But I think, I pretty much pushed myself to where I felt that, if I think I definitely hit failure, definitely felt good. One set of 32 to see how things go on Saturday. On to the third exercise, the dumbbell bench press with 35 kilogram dumbbells. Again, here I've gone very heavy simply because I wanted to see where my strength was at after doing very much an endurance set of bench pressing with the barbell. Just wanted to see how things turned out. I'm actually curious because honestly, if I could have done multiple reps on the barbell with 70 kilograms, as you might have seen on one of my previous videos, I felt I could have gone for more, and it actually worked. I think, although the reps were not super pretty, all my reps definitely have not been pretty in the past. Definitely something to work on. Now onto the arms portion of the workout. Here I am doing the cable overhead extension with 16.25 kilograms for 30 repetitions. I thought, maybe today, since, I could go 17.25 kilograms on the stack the last time, more like 70.5 kilograms on the stack the last time for 26 reps, and I really beat it. I honestly thought, maybe why not just go for 30 and see how things turn out. Definitely went pretty well. Honestly, you might actually see me cutting a bit of depth on some of the reps, but I think that's something more like I was more worried about actually getting it over and done with at that point. But towards the end, I do slow it down a little bit. The reps definitely good quality set, but I think maybe I could slow it down just a little bit more. Maybe even do 1.5 rep style. See how those go. Might not look too pretty, but something to try out for the next time. Now on to the second and last exercise of the arms portion of the workout, the cable preacher curl. Here I just wanted today to be more of a lighter day since I've been doing a lot of heavy stuff lately. So here I am doing the preacher curl with 13.75 kilograms on the stack for around 30 repetitions of 2 sets. The second set I did for a myorep set here, but probably, definitely when you go to high rep, definitely takes more of the wind out of you, but definitely you feel a great pump, especially in the biceps. I think today is probably the greatest biceps pump I've actually had, and honestly felt pretty good. Definitely the myorep set was definitely as hard as it felt, but just see how things go and see how they turn out on Saturday. See you in the next one, guys.